sandwich between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas in Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, rivals square off in the NFC East, and we've got a great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Well, only 3 plays in here, but really, Charles, a solid start for this offense. And now we'll see if they can continue their mission to end this drive in 6.
And I wonder if their play caller right now is reflecting on that last big play that they've had on this drive. Do you come back with something similar, or do you have a counter to it to kind of show it and go to something else and create another big play?
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Throwing. Prescott. And that is caught. And the record is his. It's a touchdown. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there. That nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now Jones. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Throwing, Jones. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Marquise Bell. And the Cowboys will take over possession here up at the 44. So Charles already down 7-0 early. They opt to take a shot there on the first play of scrimmage, but that plan backfires.
That feels a little bit like last week's loss lingering into this game, doesn't it? You know, you're down 7 already. You lost last week. It's almost like they were trying to get it all back in one shot, trying to take a big chunk play right out of the gate.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Prescott. Completing it here to Marvin Jones.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. The Cowboys at 10-4 on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Prescott on first down. Buying time to his left. And this one is incomplete.
Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis.
On third down, it's Prescott. He finds his target. It's Evans.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
3rd and 10 wasn't going to be easy. Now after the holding penalty, they have to deal with a 3rd and 20. Prescott now from the 50. This is caught by Evans.
And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dalton Schultz with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Cowboys have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now 14-0. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
And, Charles, you look at this defense. They were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
He's going deep for Brown. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Philadelphia. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get him in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Pulls it in at the 13. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
These two teams matching up for the second time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
On second down, it's Pollard. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
52 yards rushing for him now in this one as he is closing in on 1,800 yards for the year.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field. All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
To throw again on second down. Prescott.
Out of his hands quickly to CeeDee Lamb. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Prescott off play action. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. 4th down, Prescott.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
Jones' throw here pulled in by Galladay.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. From the 44, Jones. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
Jones to throw on 3rd down. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Dallas Goedert, of course, he'll do well in this stadium. He's got a 1st down. Operating from the gun, Jones. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. He's at the 30, 10. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. The give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. 46.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Airing this one out for Evans. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On first and 10, it's Sanders. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running back.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sheldon Rankins able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. That's caught by Galladay. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. On first down, Jones. And that's complete to Sanders. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now Jones on first down.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
It certainly looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing, because the reaction to those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
To throw is Prescott. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. On the draw, it's Pollard. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Prescott now. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. From the 27, Jones airing it out deep for Smith. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Calvin Joseph.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it. And that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now a give here to Pollard. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Prescott to throw it. Airing this one out for Evans. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Mike Evans in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Cowboys will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Jones now. A final shot before break. He's going deep for Brown. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to...
Jones hit and the ball's out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you. Two hands. Get two hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away. Tuck it away because you've got to take care of the ball.
Meanwhile, here's a shot for the end zone right away, but it's incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they...
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Eagles are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So a costly INT in the end zone, no less, puts the brakes on their potential scoring drive.
So many teams stick with the passing game down near the goal line because they see it as an extension of what they do between the 20s. But as we see...
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Prescott's throw pulled in by Tolbert. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. That is caught by Lamb. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That's good for 28 yards.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to...
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tony Pollard with his 14th rushing touchdown on the year as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
From the 27, Jones.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the score.
Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself with better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions to strip.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Mike Evans with career touchdown number 109. That ties him with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list.
And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
This one taken just inside the 10. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things...
He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 27 yards there, a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This is Smith with a grab.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on it.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Looking to throw. Jones. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. DeMone Clark in there to drop him. It sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Back to throw. Jones. Throwing deep for Galladay. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
After what they've faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
Here's Brent Kern now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that one-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you, what goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about schemes. It's not about what's called from the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing?
97 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Brian Anger now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go, son.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Jones.
He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing Jones. And now here's another interception. A.J. Boye with a pick.
And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy first.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield who can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe.
Oh, Prescott stripped. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually.
Look,
Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way. On third down, it's Pollard. And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll run with Pollard. And some room to work. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 127 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Steps away. Man open, here is Jones. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the play. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Prescott. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the... Mike McCarthy pretty decisive. He brings out that red challenge flag.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. Swinging this out for Pollard. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. Dancing to his left. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 15. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. Has a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. That one goes for 24 yards. With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Damone Clark able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every.
Touchdown, Eagles! Devontae Smith, 75 yards. And the Eagles get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag, and they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Throwing here, Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. This is caught by Evans. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of...
And this is taken in at the 5. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A big pickup of 38.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
This is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Cowboys add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And this is caught. It's Brown. And out across midfield down to the 45. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance.
What you waiting for? Are you ready? Okay, say no more. Tell the chauffeur to open Mercedes door. Put the pedal to metal and made it soar. She was, but I made it sure it was. So we stayed indoors. Let's take it where no one has been before. It feel like I've known you some years before, but I don't know. Are you ready? Okay, say no more. Are you ready? Okay, say no more. She's a Lotus and I'm the conductor of a magnum opus. Simply braggadocious. Why don't we take advantage of this moment? And wherever you own, we own it. I'm on the big screen. I took a big swing out of life. I'm doing big things in my life. I deserve 6 rings like I'm Mike. I got no sleep. I remember when it was the nosebleeds. Now they captured the fashion from flow seats. I'm a whole king.